Our first date was the most awkward date I've ever been on. In conversation, he wouldn't look at me, and he was fidgety. It was clear he had extreme anxiety. He's been single for 8 years, first few by choice, but since then, he's just always been too nervous to make any moves. An early Monday coffee date after we had talked a few days on Hinge, and he seemed really cool. We are in similar fields, have an affinity for coffee and baklava, and enjoy hiking. So all of those were exciting points for conversation, but the banter didn't translate well in person. The second date was slightly less awkward, but it was still painful for him to keep eye contact and have a thorough conversation as we walked around downtown. Exploring the downtown scene is always fun, so I just kept the conversation rolling as best I could and enjoyed the walk for what it was. We got dinner at a small bar off the main square, ate some Creole-inspired dishes, and headed back to our cars. I asked if he wanted me to drive him to his car, and he said sure. We sat in my car for 30 minutes looking at pictures of wildflowers he had took from previous hikes, and talked a bit about the plants I was growing. He managed to perk up a bit, and the conversation easily rolled from there. By the third date, I was sure it was going to be our last. He was cute, but with my large, gregarious personality, I know I can be a lot for others, especially those with anxiety. I knew I was looking for someone who wanted to build a relationship with me, be honest, tell me their unfiltered thoughts. I was sure he didn't fit what I was looking for. That was an unfair character assessment on my part, because our third date, he managed to really open up about his past and the anxiety around me lifted. That night he messaged me asking where's this really going? Which made me smile. I'm usually the one texting those messages, looking for clarity after dates. I told him I really enjoyed hanging out that day, and I'd like to keep going on dates, but that was all I could say. 1 month later, we hang out every other day, we cook together, go to breweries and trivia nights together. Last night we got in a deep philosophical debate about the future of society and our prospective roles in shaping it. We were drunk standing next to the fire in my backyard, and just held hands with our backs to the flames to keep us warm. He stayed the night, and laying in bed, I said I love you. He took a deep heavy breath, and I asked what was that about. I looked up with my head still on his chest, and he was crying, saying I didn't think anyone would tell me that again. I had to stop myself from crying too, and hugged his chest as tight as I could. I'm really, really happy I kept coming back. He told me that I'm the one he's been looking for so long. I know I'm the lucky one though. Subscribe for more.